Hello everybody, my name is Dave Calley, owner of Dimension Design Build Remodel, and I'm here today with our head designer Jonathan Sinovic. And we are here to talk to you about how to make homes healthier to live in. Something that's very important to us. And over the last 50 years, we as home builders and designers have gotten really good at building homes that are energy efficient. And we have gotten really good at it. Energy efficiency has actually become a standard. The thing we didn't consider though, when we made these buildings really tight, is what about the indoor air quality and how it affects our health? And we're only just starting to learn about that. And when people go to buy homes, they do radon tests, and so we kind of got radon figured out and that it's bad, but there's just so much more to it than just radon. And I don't think people really understand that. And we don't really have any indoor air standards yet. We got tons of standards for outdoor air, but nothing for the inside. And to make things worse, according to the EPA, we spend 93% of our lives indoors, which when I heard that, it was amazing to me.
Sure.
And we also spend, you think about it, if we're getting the right amount of sleep, we're sleeping 8 hours a night. Maybe not everybody is, but that's a third of our life we spend sleeping in our homes. And because we spend a significant amount of time in the homes, the value of breathing quality indoor air is really critical to us and our health. And it's critical to our families. It's as critical as what we're eating and drinking. And a lot of people with asthmas and allergies, it's even more important for them. The degradation of indoor air quality by harmful chemicals and other materials can be up to 10 times worse than outdoor air, which again, I heard that and I went, wow. And the problem is contained areas like our homes the potential for pollutants to build up inside those homes just is massive because they're not breathing. So not only is Jonathan our head designer, but he also developed this, starting eight years ago?
Yeah.
Step Beyond Green to Healthy. And it's to address that exact problem that we are, as a society, are only starting to become aware of. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Where do these pollutants in our homes coming from, and how do we solve the problem?
Sure. Well, if I had about this video is about 4 hours, right?
Yes, right.
4 hours,
right.
so I get 4 hours to kind of talk about it. So now Dave's asked me to do a really condensed version for you guys. But I think really what you can relate it back to is synthetics back in the 50s. Really, where we saw the biggest changeover in off-gassing, as the word we're going to use today, along with VOCs. I'm sure you hear that buzzword a lot. That started in the 50s with synthetics, and really all of a sudden our bodies were interacting with things they weren't used to. And so you're right, absolutely right. Our homes become tighter and tighter, more energy efficient. We never really took into account that things that were in the house were going to stay in the house now. Especially in older homes where we're starting to tighten those up, but they were never meant to be tight. So because of it, lots of things off gas. And we focus today a lot about the house building, but things like your furniture, your food. There's actually everything off gases. And I think that's a critical thing that we should talk about, is that VOCs are everywhere. There's natural VOCs and synthetic VOCs, and there's good VOCs and bad VOCs. So don't kind of lump that into it. And I think that was the biggest thing when I talked to Dave about it was, you just get that, well, all VOCs are bad. Well, no, let's start talking about where it's coming from. So although we can do the best that we can with the building process and the materials that we select, even things like furniture and food and things like that, that can also affect your indoor quality. And that's really the key word to start listening for. You'd be surprised if we started healthier homes. You won't hear that buzzword a lot. It's not, because if I say it's a healthier home, you'd have to admit that, the other stuff isn't healthy, right?
Right, and we as home builders don't want to admit that.
No, I agree. We don't want to admit that.
No.
So you're starting to hear the words indoor air quality. That's going to be the buzzword for today's video, is we're changing indoor air quality. So it's not so much about getting rid of it completely as so much about lessening how much gets into the air, and then if it gets into the air, taking care of it. So again, also things outside the house, your office space, your cars, machinery, things like that. So it's not just contained in the home, but those are all things that are affecting our air quality. So how do we solve this problem? That's always a question that I got to ask throughout the years. And when Dave and I started, just discussing this years ago, was kind of his intrigue about the whole thing was, how do we solve it? Can we solve it? I mean, that's really the bigger question is it solvable? And the answer to that is, in some fashions, yes. What we are out doing right now with Dimension Inc. is we're changing and we're lessening and we're picking better materials that will soften the impact on the indoor air quality. And if we can't get rid of it, then we mitigate it. We actually try to take care of it through better mechanical systems. But those are all products. But really what Dave has really latched onto and why we're talking about is that we actually talk about it all the way in the design phase. We're not showing you product at the end that's just, well, if you pick this product, and this product, it's going to be better. We're actually looking at the design up front and where bedrooms are at and where electrical systems are at and the size of home that you're in and making sure you're not oversized in that home for what you're really going to need. And then understanding that the entire team is on board, from your designer to your general contractor to your subcontractors to the cleaning crew at the end. So that's all part of it, and putting systems in to protect during that actual process. So, I mean, we have a billet clean unit that we use that's in the house that's constantly filtering air. I think we're pretty unique in the new home construction market on that. Yeah. So we're looking at it, and again, from the beginning all the way through the time that we turn it over to you, and we're able to help you and give you some advice on what kind of furniture and what kind of cleaning materials. So it's really a much neater experience when we talk about the health of you, your family, your pets, as well.
Yeah, and like anything else, I mean, there's a cost that comes with this. So right now we're sitting in the first Step Van Green to Healthy Home, and this has all the bells and whistles, and then some. So, you know, we did quite a bit here, and it came at a pretty good cost, but it's not an all or nothing thing either, right?
Correct. And that's critical to know too, is that people say, where do I start? I'm not going to build, so where do I start? So on the remodeling side, start with your simple, select a contractor like Dave here that understands the beginning process of how to even put that billet clean unit in your remodel. Right. You know, and start to select things and materials, or even think of the future that you might replace now, and have a plan to replace this over time. Because remember, we're not eliminating, we're decreasing that exposure. So every time we take a little bit out, we're creating a better indoor air.
Yep, and then we're mitigating what's left in there with higher end mechanical systems. And I mean, this particular home, we also did real high end water filtration. And I mean, water filtration is a whole nother level of, you know, that again, the videos we only want it so long, but this house really addresses all aspects of that on many different levels. And we are the only design build team that I think in the area that even cares about it or is seemingly do anything about that. So, you know, again, it's not an all or nothing thing. We can still work it into, you know, the budgets that people have for homes. But, you know, it's definitely something that I know you know Jonathan's really passionate about, and I three and a half years ago came on board with it because it just it made a lot of sense to me. And you know, we're having fun showing off this home to people because we've had people come in here and just go, wow.
They say they feel better here.
Yeah, and that's kind of the biggest compliment you can have. So if anybody wants to learn more about this, you know, Jonathan and I are certainly here to answer any questions. We appreciate you checking out our video, and any more questions, give us a call at 262-402-6602. Thank you.